Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So we actually have some reviews now for episodes 9 and 10 that I do want to actually get into here. So obviously, before we go any further, make sure to be a subscriber if you want to get all my Walking Dead content going forward. The show is returning in 2 days. Like, that's it. Literally only 2 days now. Tomorrow night, we're going to be streaming on Twitch. I'm going to give you guys my reaction and we're going to discuss the episode, or at least episode 9. And I'm super excited for that. So we're already there. So yeah, tomorrow night, again, on my Twitch channel, it's just at twitch.tv/appetite for the dead. I believe that's exactly the URL. I'm not sure, but the link is in the description. We're actually playing a game right now. We're going to be doing Dying Light 2 as well. We're going to, I want to go back to that definitely. My plan still is to finish that within the next 2 weeks for sure. I want to finish it before Elden Ring comes out, but we're actually playing a game called Phasmophobia, I believe. And it's like a ghost game. It's basically like you're just communicating with ghosts. It is so much fun. I think the video is actually still up on Appetite for the Dead, like my Twitch channel. I'm pretty sure it's still up there. We stream for about 2 hours. So if you guys want to go on there, you guys can actually just go and watch it. It's such a scary game, honestly. It's so much fun in VR. And I mean, yesterday, like by the end, we really started to like grasp like how to beat this game, what we need to do. And now we know how to find the lighters and the little steps that you need to do. You know, you have to make some money to be able to buy a lighter, to be able to do more objectives, like light the candle and everything else, right? So yeah, anyways, definitely, if you're interested, the link is down below in the description. But let's actually talk about this. So I just want to focus on one review this time. Usually I'll focus on like 2 or 3. But the thing is usually when I focus on others, like some people could be biased, some people aren't biased, or maybe they're biased in a different way where they like really hate The Walking Dead, right? Where they just, you know, at this point though, I know one source that at least for me personally, I really trust. And it's always an honest opinion. It's never biased in any way. It's always very, very honest. I feel like she understands where the fan base is sort of at. You know, she understands a lot of that world, and also just understands television and movies and the industry just sort of in general. And that is from Kirsten Acuna at Insider. So I'm going to leave a link down below if you want to check out the full article. I'm not going to go through the article like fully here. I just want to talk about some of the little things here. But there's a whole thing here. I really recommend reading it if you want to know a lot about episode 9 without being spoiled. Or episodes 9 and 10. Definitely a huge recommend from me. So first of all, there's the big quote here on top here, which is like, the first new episode is stronger than the 2-episode season 11 premiere last August, which is something that I'm really excited to hear. And that's sort of the general vibe that I'm getting, is that it seems like these first 2 new episodes, episodes 9 and 10, so that would be No Other Way, and then New Haunts, those 2 episodes, and this is a direct quote here, it says that apart from season 11, episode 6, which delivered an excellent mini horror movie to The Walking Dead, the series' next 2 episodes, No Other Way and New Haunts, are far superior to the episodes that debuted last summer or late last summer. So I'm super, super happy to hear that. And the reason is because those first 8 episodes really felt really off. And I think a lot of it was because of how much the characters were kind of split up doing nothing, and it felt like everything was sort of random. This thing is happening for a random reason. This thing is happening just because it has to happen. This person's going over here because they wrote it that way, which I understand. Every character does something because they write it that way, but you want it also to feel natural where you're not really seeing the writing, right? And the Reaper arc really felt like we were just seeing the writing. I think the only 2 arcs really where it felt like it was just sort of natural, I would say, was the Commonwealth arc, and I think Connie and Virgil's story. That stuff felt very natural and normal, and I think some of the stuff they dealt with in Alexandria. But the thing is, we didn't get a lot of that, right? We didn't see them a lot in Alexandria. So with a huge portion of season 11A focused on the Reaper arc, it kind of felt pointless. The whole thing felt very pointless. And so I'm really happy that episodes 9 and 10 do, you know, well, we'll talk about the Reaper arc in a second, but I'm really happy that they're far better. And I think episode 9 is, and this is just my opinion, but I do believe episode 9 is better because it's actually getting to the point of the arc, even though there might not be a point of that, but we'll talk about that. But I think it's just ending all of it, which is just a little bit more exciting. And then it just like, you know, the ending of 9 is going to really get us going into the Commonwealth arc. And then we have episode 10, which is obviously going to be a huge one in terms of just being at the Commonwealth, dealing with all of that. I think it's going to feel like a breath of fresh air. I think it's going to feel super exciting. And yeah, I mean, based off of this review, I'm so much more excited for episodes 9 and 10. Honestly, like so much more excited for those 2 episodes. She also goes to say that some stuff between Connie and Carol probably isn't going to or doesn't happen in 9, which I also find really weird because they kind of set it up in episode 8 that they were going to have this conversation or just be like, like Connie would tell Carol, like, you know what, it's okay. I understand you're being like really emotional. Carol's going to be like, no, it's not okay, blah, 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 this and that. They're going to have that just amazing conversation where they would just basically forgive each other and get along. And I think would have been really cool to see. It seems like it doesn't happen. They just kind of skip it. So I wonder if that is actually going to be a deleted scene later, just because, I don't know. I feel like that's just so weird to cut out. It makes no sense to cut that scene out completely. Like everyone was sort of waiting for it. No lie, like I feel like fans, if they're watching this on Netflix in a year from now or something, once they get to that episode and they see that both of them are going together, in the next episode, it doesn't happen. And I think that's just going to mess with everyone. Like, what the hell was that? But the last quote here is that, there's going to be long-awaited reunion screen time with some characters we haven't seen in a while, and a focus on the large ensemble as the whole interacting with one another. Additionally, fans will be happy that a lingering question from the first 8 episodes is answered by the premiere's end. And then, I'm also expecting fans to have a big reaction to the final moments of the premiere. So I have no idea what that means. I'm just going to guess that one of the biggest questions we had from the first 8 episodes was regarding Eldon. So I wonder if that's that, or if it's going to be Daryl and Connie. Could really be a lot of things. And then, the big reaction to the final moments at the end of the premiere. Obviously, I think that is probably related to the Commonwealth showing up. And then that's the thing. To me, I'm picturing them showing up, and then Lance Hornsby goes into a whole speech and is like, we'll offer you this, this, and that. And then that's it. They sort of take that opportunity and go there. But then again, like, maybe it's not that fast, or maybe it is. Like, I don't know. I'm definitely more hyped for episode 9 than I was originally. I'll say that. Like, I just kind of wanted to get through the Reaper arc really quick and then just move on. But since episode 9 seems to be a really great premiere, one of the best premieres in a very long time, then I'm hyped for it, honestly. Now, one of the things that she says here is that, again, some fans may be upset that the show skips ahead. For instance, if you were hoping to watch Carol, Daryl, and others interrogated by the Commonwealth, it's not happening. That's definitely an issue with me. I really wanted to see that, and that's sort of the issue I have with the way The Walking Dead is sort of doing things lately, where they sort of rush through things. But I kind of get it, because we have 16 episodes left. Like, what, are you going to show the same thing again? It would, like, literally Eugene and Princess and all of them just went through that interrogation. They literally just went through that, right? I think to do it again with Daryl and all of them would have felt pretty boring. So I get I do get it. It's just, I wanted to see certain characters react to it. I wanted to see some characters actually, like, just their first reactions, like Daryl, especially Daryl. I think Carol, everyone else, I think it would have been cool to see them too, but Daryl's the one character for me personally that I really wanted to see them interrogate him and just be like, what were you before this? What's the occupation you had? And I just want to see how he answers those questions. So I'm definitely sad to see that, but it is what it is. I do like what she ends off here with, or at least it's the second last paragraph, I believe. Or is it the second last paragraph? Here, let me check. Oh no, it keeps going on, but it's one paragraph here anyways, and I'll just sort of leave it here. But she says that I imagine every episode from here on out is going to cover a lot of ground in order to make it to the finish line without feeling rushed. Unfortunately, it feels like time is the only thing working against The Walking Dead right now. And that's honestly one of the biggest reasons why I wasn't a fan of the Reaper arc, because it felt like it was so pointless, and I think you could have hit these moments so much sooner. Honestly, my original predictions for the final season were that we would get some of the Reaper stuff earlier on, but like by episode 4 or 5, I thought at least by 5 or 6 or something, we would have Pamela Milton or Lance Hornsby and them actually show up to Alexandria's gates. That's what I figured. Honestly, I thought that episodes 1 and 2 would be like this Reaper horror story thing. It would be a short story, sort of a smaller thing. Maybe it trickles into episode 3. But I kind of figured that like there would be I don't know, maybe in episode 1 or 2, you would see some stuff with them meeting with the Commonwealth. And then in 4, there would be some more interrogation, this and that. More stuff would go down. Basically, we would get episode 7 and episode 3 for the most part. And then in 4, or maybe in 5 or 6, again, like you can kind of maybe give another episode there. But basically, you have the Commonwealth show up and it's this big cliffhanger and you're like, whoa, this is actually pretty insane. And then maybe episode 6 is still the Connie episode, whatever. And then in 7, everything is just sort of worked out differently. The Reaper arc, maybe you have Leah show up again still. She's still sort of there. And then you have them going to the Commonwealth and dealing with that. And that is basically the whole thing there in episode 7 and 8. Is finally they're at the Commonwealth, and we're basically at the point that we would be at, say, in episodes like 10, 11, around there, right? I think you could have rushed through the Reaper arc a little bit quicker, and I think it could have been way more fun, because the Reaper arc was fun. It was fun for the first 3 episodes. And then it slowed down and people felt like it was so pointless. So I don't know, because it does feel like the Reaper arc was sort of pointless. Like, why did it even happen to begin with? And that's one thing that she actually does touch on here. Like, you know, like she says, others may find themselves frustrated with the handling of the Reaper villain storyline. What was the point of it? Why were they introduced at all? Yeah, you know, that I think that's one of the things that I hope we get. I mean, she doesn't say anything in here because obviously they're not going to get into spoilers, but I question, like, I hope we find out a reason as to why Maggie is dealing with them, right? And like, why did Pope come after Maggie? And why was it so strong? Why did they hate each other so much? They didn't even have a scene together. Like, I don't know. I think the Reaper arc was extremely weak. Honestly, extremely weak. Like, obviously we'll have to wait and see. Like, after episode 9, we'll know. But I will say, as of now, the Reaper arc to me is extremely weak, and I think is what actually hurt the show quite a bit in the first part, which sucks because it's the final season. You want to get the best episodes, but whatever. I mean, it's a 2 of 3 is good enough, right? I'll take that. But yeah, anyways, again, I'm gonna leave a link down below. There's so much here. Like, there is so much here about these 2 episodes. Like, I might have read 3 or 4 paragraphs. I mean, there's like 30 or 40 here. Like, they really go into so much detail here about those 2 episodes. Obviously not giving spoilers, but talking about the general vibe of things and whatnot. So yeah, definitely go check it out. Go check it out right now. And thank you guys so much for watching. Tomorrow's episode 9, I guess, for us streaming on Twitch, technically coming out in 2 days from now. And yeah, again, I hope to see you guys on Twitch, but if you guys aren't there, then I'll see you on Sunday for my episode 9 review, and then episode 10 trailer breakdown.